Greetings fellow Decepticons, SoundBlaster1987 here with my last ever video for Shadowvember 2024, because today is the last day of November if you're seeing this the day it's released, so this is the end of my Shadow the Hedgehog month of themed content. Thank you for sticking with me throughout all of this. So, today, for a second monthly vlog type of video, I'll be looking back at the history of Team Dark. For those who don't know, Team Dark is the name given to Shadow the Hedgehog's group of anti-heroes and former villains from the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, most notably consisting of Shadow the Hedgehog, a former Eggman robot turned good, E123 Omega, and the mischievous and slightly flirtatious jewelry thief known as Rouge the Bat. But before Omega joined the team, the original Team Dark was founded by Dr. Eggman himself during Sonic Adventure 2, in which both Shadow and Rouge were introduced, having been created for that game. So, Team Dark was first created when Shadow the Hedgehog was released from stasis by Dr. Eggman, and Rouge the Bat ended up giving Eggman the Blue Chaos Emerald as a means of gaining his trust in order to work with him on something. Then the three of them together broke into Prison Island again and set a load of explosives everywhere. Rouge went into the vault of Prison Island to steal more Chaos Emeralds, and then Shadow the Hedgehog managed to rescue all of them with Chaos Control to escape from the ensuing explosion. In the Sonic X anime adaptation series from 2003, Chris Thorndike, Team Sonic's human ally, was abducted by Shadow during this escape sequence. Even though Eggman told Shadow there wasn't time to go back to rescue Rouge because she'd been taking too long to steal the emeralds from the vault and all that, Shadow still managed to rescue her regardless. Which proves that Shadow's morals were even more troublesome for Dr. Eggman than even he could have anticipated. But after the event of the Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic X series, came the Sonic Heroes video game, in which the former Dr. Eggman controlled robot E123 Omega ended up being deprogrammed of his former evil ruthlessness and ended up joining Rouge and Shadow for working for the G.U.N government military faction, the guardian units of the nations. It still boggles my mind to this day as to why Shadow would even consider working for them given their role in Maria's death, but still, Shadow made a promise to Maria to protect humanity at all costs, despite his lust for revenge after her death at one point. So I suppose Shadow figured the most logical way to do that would be to work with the most prominent government military faction. So, yes, most of the appearances of Team Dark in the franchise will be Shadow, Rouge and Omega. However, in the Archie comics there are a couple more members of the, Team Dark group that need to be discussed. Specifically in the Archie comics, there was Hope Kinterbor, the niece of Dr. Eggman, or more specifically the daughter of the Sonic Sat.AM universe Dr. Robotnik from another dimension, and the commander of the G.U.N forces, that was also the main villain of the Shadow the Hedgehog PS2 game, because he's the one responsible for sending G.U.N after Shadow in the first place. Because he grew up with Shadow and Maria on the Ark when they were kids and still blames Shadow for Maria's death, which, again, illogical, but still. Team Dark have gone back and forth, flip-flopping multiple times on their morals over the years, between doing various things to sabotage Team Sonic for selfish reasons, like in Sonic Adventure 2, and begrudgingly helping Team Sonic to save the world from a bigger threat, like in Sonic Forces and such. But overall, Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat and E123 Omega have cemented themselves as morally grey anti-heroes that do more good than bad nowadays, even if they did start on a darker path than they've turned out with now. I'll go into the specific details of each character in more depth in different videos over the next few months. I've already covered Shadow the Hedgehog more than enough on this past month of content for the time being. But watch out in 2025 for my upcoming videos about Rouge the Bat and Omega as well. But, having said that, that more or less covers my look back at Team Dark. Admittedly, I haven't read the IDW comics for the Sonic franchise, so I don't know anything about Team Dark's portrayal in those comics, but I can easily make a part 2 of this video later if need be to cover that part of things. So, with that said, I've been SoundBlaster1987. Thanks again for sticking with me for the whole of Shadowvember. And my first new non-Shadow the Hedgehog related video for December will be covering my thoughts on the Transformers Earthrise buzzworthy Bumblebee troop builder multi-pack generic Seeker Air Warrior type character, who I have repurposed as my collection's definitive version of G.U.N Thundercracker. And my next monthly relog type video will be my top 10 list of Unicron trilogy Transformers I'd like to see remade or, third party versions and such. Till then, till all on one. Chaos Control!